It's a pleasure for me to welcome you to the 2021 Academic Success Center Honors Ceremony. My name is Dr. Dan Janucius, and I'm the Senior Associate Dean of the Academic Success Center. We will now take a moment to watch a brief video that will highlight our ASC services and experiences.
Here at the Academic Success Center, we strive for success that goes beyond the classroom. We push ourselves to the brink of academic excellence.
We guide our students from the beginning of their academic journeys, taking their first steps into major exploration through advising, coaching, teaching, and so much more.
And all together, we learn from each other to explore, to succeed, and to find something greater.
I'm a freshman and I didn't know anything about the college process. Well, it's still challenging, but at the beginning it was so hard. New language, new culture, everything was so different. In the far future, I would like to be a doctor.
It's super important to use all of the Academic Success Center's resources because they help you graduate. They help you achieve your goal. They make it easier because a lot of times we're overwhelmed, we're stressed, and a lot of people just give up and they drop out because they either are too ashamed to ask for help or they don't know how to look for help.
As a first-generation college student coming from a low-income family, it was really hard because I didn't really have a lot of support. So, of course, my parents are very proud that I'll be graduating.
I definitely was not the smartest kid coming to UNLV, so I've had a whole bunch of academic honors awards. I've won like a communication speech contest, and it's not because of the fact that I was just born this way. It was because I had a lot of help during the way, and a lot of it came from like Academic Success Center, which is having like an advisors kind of coach me along the way how to become the best student I can possibly be.
The Academic Success Center is an area where students can go to receive services that they wouldn't otherwise have access to, so they can achieve success in their academics and in their future careers. Quite literally, the Academic Success Center is for every student that attends UNLV, not just freshmen or sophomores, but students that are juniors and seniors have access to services that the Academic Success Center provides.
Well, I think that there's a stigma of getting help when you're in college. You feel like you should know it all, or you've made it here. So I was embarrassed when I went in because of that stigma of getting help. In my culture, we don't really, go seek that help, and it took me a long time. And everybody there is just so kind. Everybody was so kind. We all need help in many different ways, but actually we don't know that we need this help. I didn't know that I needed that help.
It's so important to kind of have someone that holds you accountable, someone that you can trust. It's definitely helped in my success thus far with my upper division classes.
This is something that I definitely want every single one of my students to say that, what did I do that I just enjoyed so much today, and why am I doing what I do right now? What if this is a student coming in that had the same background as me? I want them to make sure that they had the same experience I did, that if I didn't know anything at all, if I wasn't interested in the subject, what can I do with their personal experience, and what can I do along the way to make them realize that this subject that they're doing isn't just important for getting a good grade, but this is something that's really actually beneficial in their life, thinking big picture.
We serve UNLV's exploring major students by helping them do major and career affiliated exploration. But the most important of what our advisors do here in the Academic Success Center is they help the student facilitate that whittling process, that narrowing down of what their own passions or their own interests, how those can translate to not only a major but to a career.
Ordinary people are just people that have dreams, that have ambition, that have wants and needs. But extraordinary is only a step away through motivation. How motivated are you to actually sacrifice for whatever dream it is? That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. It's by motivation. And extraordinary doesn't mean that it's some outward like praise or gratitude or you've invented something new. But extraordinary just means that when you touch someone's life in just one moment, they realize that they've been changed. And that is how ordinary people become extraordinary.
Now, I would like to introduce the founding dean of the Academic Success Center, who has been a professor of theater at UNLV for 31 years. She has published 10 books, primarily an oral history of theater and theater for older adults. Some of her milestones include creating a nationally recognized senior theater program, a gerontology program, and of course, the UNLV Academic Success Center, which has helped thousands of students since its inception. Her work has been featured on the Today Show, Nightly News, and the Wall Street Journal, just to name a few. Please join me in a warm welcome for our founding dean, Dr. Ann McDonough.
Thank you, Dr. Januchis. And thank you all for joining us to honor our students, faculty, and staff who have all contributed to making this a very exciting year of achievement in spite of the many challenges the pandemic has brought. You'll see from a number of people who are presenting today that our students have achieved remarkable academic success. In fact, there were so many successes in students' achievements that there were too numerous to attempt to name. So please notice the crawl at the bottom of the screen, which highlights all of our student award winners. Congratulations. Joining us today are some wonderful colleagues and administrators who have made all of our successes possible. But first, I want to draw your attention to the graphics on the side of the screen that highlight our Board of Regents for the Nevada System for Higher Education. We are very grateful for their support and the fact that they've made student success a top priority. A great champion of student success is our president, Dr. Keith E. Whitfield, who is a seasoned university administrator and prolific scholar in the fields of psychology, health, and aging. Dr. Whitfield previously served as provost, senior vice president of academic affairs, and professor of psychology at Wayne State University in Michigan. And he is an inspiration for our work at the Academic Success Center and UNLV as a whole. Under his leadership, Wayne State achieved remarkable gains in its graduation rate, increased overall enrollment, and launched an innovation and entrepreneurship hub. Dr. Whitfield has authored or co-authored over 200 publications and has earned nearly $20 million in funding from agencies including the National Institutes of Health, National Institute on Aging, and the National Science Foundation. He has worked in higher education for more than 3 decades and has received numerous national awards and honors throughout his career. Please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Keith E. Whitfield.
I've spoken to you many times over the last year about the challenges that this pandemic brought to our university community. I've shared how proud I am of our students, faculty, and staff, and how you've adapted to this new environment. You've made sacrifices and been selfless in your efforts to keep each other safe while continuing on this educational journey. It's the university's mission to prepare our students for highly successful and socially impactful lives, to help inspire our future creators, innovators, researchers, and leaders to improve our community and the world around us. And to do that, we must understand all of our students, listen to them, work to support them, and address their needs. Today, we're celebrating faculty and staff who did just that, and the students who benefited thanks to their efforts, despite challenges. You found new ways to help our students not only navigate these conditions, but to succeed and thrive in spite of them. We're recognizing caring, compassion, and ingenuity of the faculty and staff who kept students engaged, motivated, and moving forward towards their goals, who looked for and found opportunities to reach out to students with expanded and non-traditional office hours, who leveraged technology to evolve the one-on-one coaching process, who took the time to connect with students and hear their personal stories in order to build a plan of support. And today, we're celebrating the very tangible results of that work. Nearly 1,000 students who excelled in their studies and who stand fully prepared to take on whatever comes next. Students who showed amazing resilience and flexibility, epitomizing the spirit of being a rebel. Students may have been facing personal challenges brought on by the pandemic that could derail their education. Students who continued to work hard, persevered, and achieved greatly. I am in awe of all of you, your many accomplishments, and your relentless pursuit of excellence. Congratulations to all the students, faculty, and staff being honored today. It's well deserved, and you should be proud of all of your efforts. We're all proud of you and grateful you are part of the UNLV family.
It's my pleasure to introduce Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Chris Heavey. Provost Heavey serves as the university's Chief Academic Officer and works closely with the President in overseeing academic and budgetary priorities for UNLV. Dr. Heavey is a professor of psychology and a licensed psychologist. His research focuses on understanding the inner experience and its relationship to mental health. He has been at UNLV for more than 28 years, during which time he's been recognized for his award-winning work, and he has held numerous leadership positions, including Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Senior Vice Provost. Dr. Heavey received his PhD in psychology from the University of California, Los Angeles. Please join me in welcoming our Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Chris Heavey.
Welcome and congratulations to our students and family and friends joining us in this virtual setting. I'm delighted to be here celebrating your hard work, persistence, and achievement. You have followed your passion, maintained high grades as student athletes, student workers, and student volunteers for impactful community projects. I'm most impressed that you accomplished so much, undeterred by the difficulties and frustrations we've all felt during this pandemic that changed everything in 2020. I don't typically focus on numbers, but I'm so proud of how many students showed resilience and leadership and that rebel spirit through it all. As we had started, I'll say that nearly 1,000 students will be recognized today for their academic success, community service, and breaking down barriers so others can realize their dreams. We are pleased to honor 596 exploring majors, including 418 student athletes who made the Dean's List in both semesters of 2020. 243 exploring majors and major pathway students who earned scholarships in 2020, 21 Hickson Lead Scholars, and 67 Academic Success Center Dean's Award scholarships. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for believing in your instructors and advisors and for staying the course through an unprecedented year. You are an inspiring group of scholars. You are at the heart of what makes UNLV a great university. I can't wait to see what more you will accomplish during your time at UNLV and beyond. We are so very proud of you. Again, congratulations. Gisela Molina is a first-generation student majoring in pre-business. She is a first-year Hickson Lead Success Scholar that has been actively involved in the UNLV community by serving on the Family Day and First Gen Connect student panels. She also works at the Lead Library. Please join me in welcoming Gisela.
Hello fellow UNLV students, staff, and faculty. My name is Gisela, and today I would like to talk about how the Academic Success Center and the Hickson Lead Success Scholars Program have helped me overcome a recent challenge that nearly broke me. Through sharing my story, I hope to impact my fellow peers to seek support and guidance when needed, and to remember that you do not have to overcome challenges alone. This past winter break, I was suffering from depression. During that time, my mother had knee and neck surgery. I had also started going to the chiropractor as a result of a car accident. I felt like the world was collapsing right in front of me. I could not give myself time to heal because I had to look after my family. Being the oldest of 4 siblings, it became my responsibility to ensure my mother's bills were up to date, take her and my siblings to their appointments, and go to food drives since we did not have enough money to buy groceries. While that was happening, I was stressing about going to my chiropractor appointments because it's not that I didn't want to alleviate my pain, but because it felt like I couldn't escape my responsibilities at home. When January came, I felt severely alone. I had so much on my plate, but I couldn't give myself a moment to breathe because I was stressing about whether my family and I could survive another night. It felt like I was giving up on myself, and as a result, I stopped eating frequently and cried almost every night, wondering things would get better. I needed to turn to someone for support. After returning from winter break, I received a call from Cheyenne, one of the Hickson Lead Scholarship coordinators, who asked how I was doing. The question, "Are you okay?" affected me since I never really get asked how I'm doing, and it made me feel secure. I explained my situation to her, and she listened. She suggested tips to consider that may help me take care of myself, such as setting 3 goals to accomplish every day. When I brought this up to my academic success coach, Bailey, and Judy, the Hickson Lee graduate assistant, they guided me into sharing how I was feeling as a way of checking to see if I'm emotionally comfortable and provided me with resources I may need. These resources include how to establish short and long-term goals, self-care tips, and money management strategies. Without their assistance, I know I would have drowned my emotions and caused me to break eventually. Through the Hickson Lee Success Scholars Program, I learned how to evaluate my life by taking it one step at a time. As a college student, I resonate with the many challenges my peers face and understand the importance of seeking help, even if the situation may feel small. Through my involvement with the Academic Success Center, I was able to learn how to access mental health services, in addition to the resources in the community to help my family and me. If it were not for the opportunity of being in this program, my life could have taken a different path than what it was meant for. The Hickson Lee Success Scholars Program helped me realize that I can persevere through my fear of failure with the help of campus support. A thought I ask my peers to consider is that bad days are going to occur and be temporary. But who do you have in your corner to ask, are you okay on those bad days? Today, I have shared a recent challenge that I continue to work on. I know having people in my corner, such as the Academic Success Center team, will help me progress as a student and a caretaker. As college students, we need to be aware of ourselves and our limits. I hope that my peers are able to navigate the many UNLV resources that exist to support them, such as the ASC, the Care Center, and the Counseling and Psychological Services, so that they may be able to thrive well at UNLV. Thank you for your time.
It is time for our ASC Student Awards. The first ASC Student Award goes to Andrea Santillan. Andrea is a first-generation student and a Hickson Lee Success Scholar who will be graduating with honors and a Bachelor in Arts in Psychology and Anthropology this May. After graduation, Andrea plans to attend law school with the goal of becoming an immigration lawyer. She remains active in the UNLV community by serving on the UNLV mock trial team as the captain and president. She is also the Associate Chief Justice in CSUN and a student worker at the ASC front desk. Our next ASC Student Awards goes to Kiana Wilfred. Kiana is a sophomore student athlete on the women's basketball team. As a biological sciences pre-professional major, Kiana worked hard and utilized her resources within the ASC and the university to do the best that she could during a difficult time of remote learning. She does not hesitate to ask for help when needed and met with student-athlete academic services and tutoring regularly. Although it has not been easy this past year, she currently holds a 3.62 cumulative GPA and continues to strive towards medical school. Our next award is the ASC Faculty Award, which goes to Dr. Kendall Hartley. Dr. Hartley is an Associate Professor of Educational Technology in the Department of Teaching and Learning. Dr. Hartley specializes in the analysis of individual characteristics and the implications for learning with technology. He is particularly interested in the role of self-regulatory skills and the use of smartphone for learning. Prior to coming to UNLV, Dr. Hartley taught high school science for 5 years in the Nebraska public school system. He currently teaches graduate courses in the instructional design, online learning, and hypermedia programming. Dr. Hartley partners with the ASC faculty and staff in researching student smartphone usage in the learning environment. Congratulations, Dr. Hartley. Now to introduce our student awards is Sal Mora, Director of Academic Advising.
Thanks, Dr. G. Our outstanding undergraduate student employee goes to Ariana Portillo. Ariana is a senior majoring in kinesiology who is an ASC front and center ambassador as well as a student athlete tutor. I'd like to read a quote from Dr. Brandy Smith, who nominated her for this recognition. Ariana has been working as a front desk student employee for almost 4 years. In this time, she has been a consistent, hardworking presence at the front desk. She is always willing to help in any way she can, including training new employees and assisting leadership with special tasks. Congratulations to Ariana. Our next award is for our outstanding graduate student employee. The award this year goes to Haley Joseph. Haley is a clinical mental health master's student who currently serves as a graduate program leader for the Academic Success Center's Supplemental Instruction Program. Haley's nomination was submitted by Michael Ramirez, who described Haley as a friendly and knowledgeable team member who cares about students and as someone who has grown in her role as a paraprofessional, assisting the senior coordinator in training and mentoring SI leaders each semester. Haley continues to remain a reliable ASC staff member who pushes others to give their best. Congratulations to Haley. I now present Dean McDonough, who will introduce our student-athlete achievements.
The Academic Success Center is proud to house student-athlete academic services and work with our amazing Director of Athletics, Desiree Reed-Francois. Since arriving in 2017, Desiree Reed-Francois has transformed the Department of Athletics, spearheading an organizational cultural change and emphasizing student-athlete welfare. Changes that proved especially valuable during the unprecedented challenges of 2020. Ms. Reed-Francois is a former student athlete at UCLA in club rowing, and she is a strong advocate for student activities and athletes, understanding the importance of leadership development and mentorship, and ensuring their future success. Ms. Reed-Francois earned a bachelor's degree from UCLA and a Juris Doctorate from the University of Arizona College of Law. She's a member of the State Bar of California and taught law classes at the University of Tennessee and at Santa Clara University. You'll hear more specific academic achievements for our student athletes as our ceremony unfolds, but suffice it to say that Ms. Reed-Francois has been instrumental in establishing innovative, student-centered programs. And she's been a wonderful focus on academic achievement. And this has led to a collective student-athlete grade point average of 3.0 or greater in each of the last 7 semesters. These are firsts in the history of UNLV athletics. Under Ms. Reed-Francois' leadership, UNLV Athletics instituted new mental health and nutrition programs and added the department's first full-time psychologist and first full-time nutritionist. The Rebels Go Pro Jobs Initiative was introduced in 2017, and it has increased student-athlete employability upon graduation to an all-time high of 75%, up nearly 50% in just 2 years. On a personal note, Desiree is an inspiration and a wonderful colleague, and I am so proud to be working with her. Please join me in welcoming our Director of UNLV Athletics, Ms. Desiree Reed-Francois.
To say it's been an unprecedented year for all of us would be an understatement. But the term unprecedented has a particularly positive meaning when it comes to the achievements of our student athletes and their academic work. As all of our students at UNLV well know, working remotely in the midst of a pandemic can be difficult and unwieldy. But our student athletes, with the support of our student-athlete academic services professionals, our coaches, and the Academic Success Center, has yielded a remarkable year of achievement. Department records of 3.21 cumulative GPAs for the fall 2020 semesters. Semester department GPA of 3.0 or higher for a record 7th straight semester. These are just examples. And I am proud to say that we viewed this pandemic not as a stumbling block, but as a springboard into new ways of fostering achievement. For instance, we learned a new level of support for one another through small group meetings online. We were inspired with the academic exercises of reading books and discussing them. And we had new and creative opportunities to focus on innovative levels of training. As we gradually return to our fields and arenas, we carry with us the knowledge that we have come out of the pandemic stronger, celebrating higher academic achievements not only for our student athletes, but also for all students at UNLV. Congratulations to our students, parents, and their supporters.
Thank you to our Director of Athletics, who has done a remarkable job, as you can see. Another very key player in our student-athlete academic successes is our Student-Athlete Academic Services team, headed by Rebecca Pugh, Associate Athletics Director for Student Athlete Academic Services. Becky?
Thank you, Dean Ann McDonough and Director of Athletics, Desiree Reed-Francois, for your continued support and leadership of our student athletes. Through the adversities and challenges of this past year, our student athletes have persevered and shown immense dedication to their education and personal growth. They stayed focused, were creative, and kept open minds as they navigated a remote learning environment with the student athlete academic services staff, their coaches, their professors, and their peers. They continued to show a devotion towards excellence, and these record-breaking academic achievements display just this. 192 student athletes made the Dean's Honors List in fall 2020. 163 student athletes earned academic All-Mountain West team honors. 92 student athletes earned the 2019-2020 Mountain West Scholar Athlete Award. And we set a record high academic progress rate at a 990 single year score and a 979 multi-year score. Congratulations to all of our student athletes and their amazing accomplishments. Now, back to Dr. Dan Giannoutzis, who will present the next award.
During this time, we will acknowledge the recipient of our Campus Community Partner Award. This award goes to the UNLV Office of Student Conduct, who is led by their Executive Director, Philip Burns. The Office of Student Conduct has provided the ASC with thorough and helpful assistance over the years, especially with our Cole 100E first year seminar. The office also engages in classroom presentations and important discussions. Recently, the Office of Student Conduct built online modules for our ASC students. For these very important reasons, we are proud to present the Campus Community Partner Award to the Office of Student Conduct. Now, Dr. Ann White will present the ASC Staff Awards.
Thank you, Dr. G. Today, we have several well-deserving colleagues who are receiving this year's Academic Success Center Awards. We are proud and grateful to each of them for their continued commitment to serving our students and staff with much care and consideration. Our first award is the Student Center Award, which encompasses extraordinary efforts to help our students beyond one's basic job duties, such as new initiatives to help students, extra efforts to meet with and offer support for students. This year's recipient is Dr. Hannah Andrews, Assistant Professor in Residence. Dr. Andrews has gone the extra mile for her students during the COVID-19 pandemic. She has demonstrated her commitments to students in numerous ways. Twice a week, she emails her students to provide a clear sense of what has to be done during the week, and then provides a reminder email at the end of the week with final tips. Her emails are infused with supportive language and encouragement, especially to use campus resources such as tutoring, academic coaching, and the Writing Center when the need arises. She also makes ample time available to meet with students, and she thinks very deeply about how to support them. She is generous with her time and understanding while still ensuring student responsibility and growth. The Service Award includes extraordinary service to the ASC and UNLV and might include a high level of committee service, helping with UNLV student events, etc. This year's recipient is Dr. Joe Irvin, Assistant Professor in Residence. Dr. Joe is the epitome of service through every challenging moment. Dr. Joe has been willing to step in and help, whether that is providing on-campus office coverage, figuring out a new web campus technology, or simply offering encouragement to the COLA 100E team. His service also extends to his work with the UNLV Faculty Center as a fellow, where he serves as a panelist, consultant, workshop leader, mentor, and coach to other faculty. His interest in philosophy has led to publications with other UNLV faculty surrounding pedagogy and discussion groups on the philosophy of education. Dr. Joe serves as a great role model for our other COLA 100E instructors. The Collaboration Award recognizes faculty and staff who have had significant role in fostering effective relationships, partnerships, or collaborations. This year's recipient is Dr. Emily Shreve, Associate Director of Academic Transitions. Dr. Shreve is the ideal colleague due to her willingness to collaborate for the betterment of those around her. Dr. Shreve always goes above and beyond to make connections across the ASC in order to benefit students and the center. She's a creative thinker who is very proactive. This creativity has allowed her to develop new opportunities for students that lead to truly enriching learning outcomes. One such program is the COLA 100E Success Stories Initiative that she and Dr. Brandy Smith created to provide a forum for students to learn from video mentors. In overseeing the COLA 100E first year seminar, she has worked with advising to implement end-of-semester calls to increase retention, worked with SAS to ensure student athletes have access to vital classes, and collaborated with all learning support services to ensure they are represented in the curriculum. Most recently, she assumed both peer mentor and tutoring SI duties, both of which benefit from her deep connections. She is a great leader who has forged effective partnerships across campus by continually keeping lines of communication open for collaborations, questions, and any input on the programs she oversees and their relationships with all the ASC staff. The Collegiality Award recognizes faculty and staff who have had a significant role in fostering the spirit of collegiality. This year's recipient is Miss Jackie DeJesus, Academic Advisor. Jack has been part of our Academic Success Center advising unit since July 2019. In this short time, she has proven to be an essential and invaluable addition to the team. According to her nominator, she adds an unmatched enthusiasm and positive energy to our team. This positive energy is readily apparent through her volunteering to take on unofficial projects that go beyond her advising duties. For example, she assisted the team in overcoming some of our techno stress by making note of common tech issues we encountered. From this information, she created thorough how-to guides to help quickly resolve some of these technology issues to make our remote advising work go more smoothly. Even in this time of remote working, she also makes a genuine effort to connect with her colleagues by recognizing birthdays and other big moments for team members. Thank you, Jack, for being a wonderful colleague. Congratulations to all the award recipients. We appreciate all the service and support you give each of us on a daily basis. You truly make our lives better and brighter and our work much more productive. And now, Dean Ann McDonough will provide us with some closing remarks.
Thank you, Dr. White, and many thanks to all of our faculty and staff who have worked so hard to bring about our student achievements today. I also thank all of you for joining us and celebrating with us, and we look forward to another awesome year. Thank you.